Have you ever been caught completely off guard by a sudden, searing pain that makes you question whether your body will ever work the way it used to? I'm Eleanor, a 68-year-old retired school teacher from a small, close-knit town in New England. And this is the story of how a seemingly simple, yet persistent faux leg cramp started to change my life in ways I never imagined. It all began on an ordinary early autumn morning. I remember the soft glow of dawn seeping through my curtains, the gentle rustle of leaves outside my window, and the promise of another day filled with little routines that I'd grown to cherish. I used to wake up with a spring in my step, excited to tend to my garden, savor a cup of herbal tea, and perhaps take a long walk around the block. But that morning, as I sat on the edge of my bed, stretching my legs, a sharp, unexpected pain shot through my calf. It was as if an invisible hand had squeezed my muscles, leaving me momentarily frozen and gasping for relief. At first, I brushed it off as just one of those odd sensations that come with age. After all, I'd heard that muscle cramps and aches are a common part of growing older. But this wasn't a one-time twinge. Over the following weeks, these painful cramps began to intrude more frequently into my days. They would come unannounced, during a peaceful walk in the park, in the midst of a lively conversation with a friend, or even while I was lost in the pages of a book. Each time, the agony was unmistakable, making me feel vulnerable and robbed of the independence I had always prided myself on. I remember one particular incident vividly. It was a crisp Saturday morning when I decided to visit the local farmer's market, a ritual that not only fed my love for fresh produce, but also nourished my spirit with its vibrant energy and friendly faces. As I strolled among the colorful stalls, admiring the bright apples and the lush bouquets of fall flowers, an unexpected cramp seized my leg. The pain was so intense that I had to lean against a stall, clutching my calf and trying to steady myself. Strangers glanced over with concern, and for a fleeting moment, I felt exposed and helpless. I had always been known as a person who could tackle any challenge with a smile, but in that moment, my body betrayed me in the most painful way possible. These experiences left me with an overwhelming sense of frustration and a deep-seated fear that my cherished lifestyle was slipping away. I began to wonder, would I ever be able to enjoy my morning walks again? Would I be forced to give up the hobbies and simple pleasures that had defined my identity for decades? It felt as though each cramp was not merely a physical inconvenience, but a stark reminder that my body was aging in ways I hadn't fully accepted. I started to document these episodes in a small, leather-bound journal. Every entry detailed the time, the circumstances, and the exact nature of the pain. I wrote about the mornings when I awoke with my leg feeling stiff and unresponsive, and the afternoons when the pain would strike during a quiet moment of reflection. I even scribbled down the fleeting thoughts that raced through my mind. Is this it? Is this how I'm going to spend my golden years locked in a constant battle with my own body? These pages soon became a silent witness to my struggle, a chronicle of a journey I had never planned to take. Despite the growing anxiety, I refused to let these cramps define me. I sought solace in the memories of my youth, when I could run, jump, and play without a second thought. I remembered the days of picnics in the park, long walks under the summer sun, and dancing at family gatherings. Those were the days when my legs carried me effortlessly from one adventure to the next. Yet, as I compared those vibrant memories with my current state, a painful realization set in. Time was marching on, and with it, changes that I couldn't ignore. One evening, after a particularly challenging day where the cramps had disrupted my routine not once, but several times, I sat alone in my cozy living room. The soft light from a table lamp illuminated the photographs on the mantelpiece, snapshots of smiling faces, memorable trips, and moments of pure joy. I felt a deep sadness mixed with a spark of determination. There has to be a way to fight back, I whispered to myself. I was not ready to surrender to this condition. I began to research, reading articles, medical journals, and even watching YouTube videos by health experts. One common thread that emerged from these sources was the impact of diet on muscle health, especially for those of us in our golden years. It was during one of these late-night research sessions that I stumbled upon discussions about certain foods reputed to prevent leg cramps. The idea that what we eat could have a profound impact on how our muscles function was both intriguing and empowering. I learned that a balanced intake of nutrients magnesium, potassium, calcium, and vitamin D, among others, can play a crucial role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Suddenly, my journal began to fill with not just accounts of pain, but also potential solutions. It was as if a small window had opened, offering a glimpse of hope that I could reclaim control over my body. Even then, the journey ahead felt daunting. Could something as simple as a change in my diet really make a difference? I recalled the numerous times I had tried various remedies, stretching exercises, over-the-counter medications, and even massages, only to be met with temporary relief at best. But the research suggested that nature might hold the key, hidden in everyday foods that many of us overlook. I felt a surge of determination as I pinned down my resolve. I will try this new approach. I will explore these top 5 foods and see if they can help restore my strength and bring back the vitality I once knew. The more I read, the more I realized that leg cramps were not just a random affliction. They were a signal from my body, a cry for nourishment and care. It wasn't about fighting aging, it was about understanding and respecting the natural processes of the human body. I began to appreciate the wisdom in taking a holistic approach to health, one that embraced not just the physical aspects, but also the emotional and psychological dimensions of well-being. Over the next few days, I started to experiment cautiously. I adjusted my meals, incorporating foods rich in the nutrients I'd learned about. At breakfast, instead of the usual bowl of cereal, I switched to a smoothie packed with leafy greens, bananas, and a sprinkle of nuts, a combination that, according to several studies, could help ease muscle tension. I added yogurt with honey for a mid-morning snack, and for lunch, I prepared colorful salads dotted with avocado, seeds, and a drizzle of olive oil. Each change was small, almost imperceptible at first, but I was driven by the hope that these foods might hold the power to combat the relentless cramps that had disrupted my days. Yet, even as I embraced these changes, there were moments of lingering doubt. In quiet moments, I would wonder if I was simply chasing another fleeting solution, another hope that might vanish as quickly as it had appeared. The pain had become an unwelcome yet constant companion, and sometimes it felt as though the more I focused on it, the more it dominated my life. But then, I would look around my cozy kitchen at the vibrant colors of fresh vegetables and the natural goodness of fruits, and I'd remind myself that every step towards better health was worth the effort. I began sharing my experiences with close friends and family. Over cups of tea and long conversations, I found that I was not alone. Many of them had faced similar battles, stories of sudden cramps, disrupted routines, and the persistent fear of being sidelined by one's own body. These discussions, filled with empathy and shared struggles, offered a comforting reminder that our bodies, though imperfect, were resilient. In those moments, I realized that this journey was not just about alleviating physical pain, it was about reconnecting with a community of people who understood the value of perseverance and self-care. As I continued to adapt my lifestyle, the early hints of transformation were subtle but unmistakable. I noticed that the mornings, though still occasionally marred by discomfort, were becoming a little brighter. I could stretch my legs with slightly less trepidation, and the lingering fear of a crippling cramp had begun to recede, replaced by a cautious optimism. It was as if I had embarked on a quest, not just to banish the pain, but to rediscover a version of myself that had been buried under years of neglect and the inevitable march of time. The more I immersed myself in this new chapter, the more I appreciated the intricate relationship between our diets and our overall well-being. Every meal became a lesson in self-respect, every bite a small victory over the condition that had threatened to rob me of my independence. I documented these moments with the same fervor as I had my initial bouts of pain, eager to capture the gradual return of energy and strength in my legs. Looking back now, I see that those early days of relentless pain and uncertainty were not just obstacles, they were the catalyst for a profound transformation. They forced me to confront the realities of aging, to understand that while our bodies may change, our ability to adapt and thrive need not diminish. I began to see leg cramps not as a sentence. In the days following my initial awakening, I felt an irresistible pull toward discovering a solution that would not only ease the torment of my leg cramps, but also restore the confidence I once had. I dove headfirst into the world of nutrition, determined to uncover the secrets behind muscle resilience and strength. I spent countless evenings poring over health articles, scrutinizing scientific studies, and even reaching out to nutrition experts, all in the quest to understand how simple, everyday foods could become powerful allies against the crippling effects of leg cramps. The deeper I delved, the clearer it became. Our diet plays a pivotal role in how our muscles function. Nutrients such as magnesium, potassium, calcium, and vitamin D are not just abstract chemical names, they are the building blocks that enable our muscles to contract, relax, and ultimately perform at their best. With this newfound clarity, I set out to identify the top 5 foods that could help prevent leg cramps in those of us over 65. What I discovered was nothing short of extraordinary. 1. Bananas, the potassium powerhouse. Bananas quickly emerged as the front runner in my nutritional journey. Celebrated for their rich potassium content, these humble fruits help regulate fluid balance within our cells, a critical factor in ensuring smooth muscle contractions. Studies have shown that potassium is essential for nerve signaling and preventing the sudden, painful muscle spasms that can turn a simple walk into a daunting challenge. Inspired by this evidence, I made bananas a daily ritual. Whether eaten on their own as a quick, portable snack or blended into a refreshing morning smoothie, they became my first line of defense against those unwelcome cramps. 2. Spinach, the magnesium marvel. Next on my list was spinach, a leafy green treasure packed with magnesium. Magnesium is known to help muscles relax, counterbalancing the calcium that drives muscle contraction. In fact, research suggests that older adults who maintain adequate magnesium levels experience fewer and less severe muscle cramps. Spinach, rich not only in magnesium but also in potassium and calcium, seemed to offer a multi-pronged approach to muscle health. I began incorporating spinach into my meals, whether tossed fresh in salads, simmered into a comforting soup, or even blended into a green juice. Its versatility and nutrient density quickly made it a staple in my new diet. A moment to connect with you. Before I continue, I want to pause and reach out to you, the viewer. If you're watching this and have ever battled with leg cramps, or if you're simply curious about how nutritional changes can lead to meaningful improvements in health, please drop a comment with the number 2 below. Your experiences and insights matter, and I'd love to hear how you're managing similar challenges in your own lives. 3. Greek yogurt, the calcium-rich companion. Energized by the promise of these nutrient-packed foods, I turned my attention to dairy, specifically Greek yogurt. Renowned for its high calcium content, Greek yogurt supports muscle contraction and bone strength, 2 vital components for anyone determined to maintain an active lifestyle. But its benefits don't end there. With a robust dose of protein, Greek yogurt also aids in muscle repair and recovery, providing the necessary fuel for muscles to rebuild after daily stress. Numerous studies have emphasized the role of calcium and protein in improving muscle function, especially in older adults. With this in mind, I began savoring Greek yogurt as a part of my breakfast ritual or as a wholesome snack in between meals. 4. Avocado, the creamy anti-inflammatory. As my exploration continued, I discovered the remarkable benefits of avocado, a food that quickly became a favorite in my culinary experiments. Avocados are celebrated not only for their creamy texture and delightful taste, but also for their rich content of potassium and healthy fats. The monounsaturated fats found in avocados play an essential role in reducing inflammation, thereby supporting muscle recovery and overall well-being. Inflammation can often worsen the frequency and intensity of leg cramps, so incorporating avocados into my diet was a natural choice. I experimented with avocado and salads, as a spread on whole grain toast, and even blended it into smoothies. Each method allowed me to reap its benefits while delighting in its smooth, buttery flavor. 5. Almonds, the crunchy nutrient boost. Rounding out my top 5 list were almonds, nature's crunchy nutrient boost. Almonds are a rich source of magnesium and vitamin E, both of which are vital for maintaining muscle health. Magnesium helps soothe and relax the muscles, while vitamin E provides powerful antioxidant protection against the oxidative stress that can contribute to muscle fatigue. Whether enjoyed on their own as a quick snack, chopped and sprinkled over salads, or blended into a nutritious almond butter, these nuts offered an easy and delicious way to fortify my body against the relentless cramps. Transforming research into routine. Armed with the knowledge of these top 5 foods, I decided it was time to transform my diet and, with it, my life. I dedicated an entire week to revamping my meal plan, ensuring that each dish celebrated the power of bananas, spinach, Greek yogurt, avocado, and almonds. Mornings began with vibrant smoothies that blended bananas with a handful of fresh spinach, sometimes even adding a dollop of Greek yogurt for creaminess. For lunch, I crafted colorful salads where leafy greens met slices of avocado, sprinkled with crunchy almonds and drizzled with a light olive oil dressing. Even my snacks became opportunities to nourish my body, whether it was a banana on the go or a small bowl of Greek yogurt paired with chopped almonds. Yet, the path to healing was not without its challenges. In the early days of my new regimen, I still experienced the occasional cramp. There were moments of frustration when the pain would return and doubts crept in. Was I chasing a mirage? Could these simple dietary changes truly conquer the deep-seated muscle spasms that had once ruled my life? I learned that transformation is rarely an overnight miracle. It required patience, consistency, and a willingness to trust the process even when immediate results seemed elusive. The role of science and expert guidance. Determined to understand the why behind these changes, I began reaching out to nutritionists and reading more in-depth scientific literature. I learned that magnesium, abundant in spinach and almonds, plays a crucial role in muscle relaxation by balancing the effects of calcium, which is responsible for muscle contraction. Potassium, found in both bananas and avocados, is essential for maintaining electrolyte balance and ensuring that nerve signals travel efficiently to the muscles. Calcium, with its pivotal role in muscle contraction, needed to be present in adequate amounts of role while served by Greek yogurt. The harmony of these nutrients is what creates the ideal environment for muscle function and recovery. One nutritionist I spoke with explained that while medications and physical therapies can provide temporary relief, the real, lasting solution often lies in a holistic approach that addresses the root causes of muscle cramps. It's about restoring balance, she said, ensuring that your body has all the essential minerals and vitamins it needs to function optimally. Her words resonated with me, reinforcing my belief that these everyday foods could indeed be transformative. Personal milestones and renewed hope. As the weeks passed, the results of my dietary overhaul began to reveal themselves in small but significant ways. I remember one particularly triumphant afternoon when I decided to take a longer walk than usual. The day was crisp and clear, a perfect setting for reclaiming a piece of the freedom I thought I'd lost. As I strolled through my favorite park, the familiar worry of an impending cramp was noticeably absent. Instead, I experienced a steady, reassuring energy in my legs. That walk, which once would have been punctuated by sharp, debilitating pain, became a milestone, a symbol of my renewed vitality and the effectiveness of my new eating habits. I started sharing my journey on social media and local community forums. The response was heartwarming. Messages poured in from fellow seniors who, like me, had been struggling in silence with leg cramps. One viewer from Florida shared that her nightly leg cramps had decreased significantly after adopting a similar diet. Another friend mentioned how incorporating these foods had not only improved her physical well-being, but also given her a sense of empowerment over her aging process. These stories, these shared experiences, created a community of hope and resilience, a testament to the fact that even the smallest changes can have a profound impact on our lives. Building a routine of consistency and care. I soon realized that the key to lasting improvement was consistency. The transformation wasn't just about a few isolated meals, it was about embracing a lifestyle where every bite mattered. I set up a weekly meal plan, ensuring that every grocery trip was filled with my chosen foods. Each day, I made it a point to prepare meals that not only delighted my taste buds, but also nourished my body from within. Over time, these practices became as natural as breathing, a ritual of self-care that reinforced my determination to reclaim my health. There were still challenging days, moments when the familiar pangs of pain would reappear unexpectedly. But with each challenge came a renewed commitment to persevere. I began to see those setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to fine-tune my approach and deepen my understanding of my body's needs. Each small victory, whether it was a pain-free morning or an enjoyable long walk, served as a reminder that change was possible and that I was in control of my own well-being. A call to action for our community. Now, I want to take another moment to connect with you. If you're watching this and have ever taken steps, no matter how small, to improve your health through dietary changes, I invite you to share your journey. How have these foods or similar nutritional choices impacted your daily life? Your experiences could be the spark that inspires someone else to take their first step toward a healthier future. Please leave a comment below with your story, or even just a simple two if you're with me on this journey. Let's build a community where every success, every challenge, and every shared tip helps us all thrive. A vision of renewal. As I continued on this path, the changes in my body became more pronounced and more encouraging. The once dreaded leg cramps began to fade into distant memories, replaced by a steady, resilient energy that allowed me to enjoy life's simple pleasures again. I found that with every thoughtfully prepared meal, I was not only feeding my body, but also nurturing my spirit. The synergy between science, nutrition, and personal willpower had created a powerful formula for healing, a formula that I now believed could be the answer for many who face similar struggles. Every day, as I set the table for my meals, I was reminded that each ingredient held the promise of better health. Bananas, spinach, Greek yogurt, avocado, and almonds were no longer just items on a grocery list, they were symbols of hope, resilience, and the possibility of transformation. I began to see them as characters in my ongoing story, each playing a crucial role in the revival of my strength and vitality. The journey was not merely about alleviating physical pain, it was about rediscovering the joy of movement, the pleasure of a carefree walk in the park, and the satisfaction of knowing that my body could once again be my partner in adventure. This period of transformation taught me that even in the face of inevitable aging, we hold the power to shape our own destinies one mindful meal at a time, embracing the future with confidence. With each passing week, I grew more confident in my ability to manage my health through natural means. My renewed energy spilled over into other aspects of my life. I reconnected with old friends, joined community events, and even returned to activities I had long abandoned. My garden, once a quiet corner of reflection, became a vibrant space of creativity and growth, mirroring the changes I was experiencing within myself. Looking back on this journey so far, I am filled with gratitude for the lessons learned and the simple yet profound power of food. I now understand that leg cramps were not just random occurrences, but signals from my body, messages urging me to listen, to adapt, and to care for myself with kindness and knowledge. By embracing a diet rich in essential nutrients, I reclaimed not only my physical strength, but also a deeper sense of self-worth and optimism. And so, as I continue this transformative journey, I remain committed to sharing my story and learning from all of you. Every interaction, every shared experience, reinforces the belief that we are never truly alone in our struggles. Our collective wisdom and mutual support can light the way through even the darkest challenges. In the end, my journey through nutrition wasn't just about preventing leg cramps, it was a declaration of resilience. It was a testament to the fact that no matter what age we are, our bodies can be nurtured, our strength can be rebuilt, and our lives can be transformed by the choices we make each day. With every meal, every thoughtful decision, I was writing a new chapter in my life, one filled with hope, renewal, and the promise of better days ahead. As I stand on the threshold of this new chapter, I invite you to join me in celebrating the power of healthy living. Whether you're just beginning your own journey or have been on this path for years, remember that every step counts. Let's continue to support and inspire one another because together, we can build a future where age is just a number and every day brings a renewed sense of strength and possibility. Stay with me as we move forward into the next stage of this journey, a stage where not only my physical body, but also my spirit is reborn. In the coming moments, I'll share how these changes have led to a full transformation, revitalizing not only my legs, but my entire way of living. Until then, keep nourishing your body, cherish your progress, and never stop believing in the power of positive change. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I began to witness a transformation that felt nothing short of miraculous. The relentless, sharp pangs of leg cramps that once defined my mornings and haunted my afternoons slowly faded into distant memories. It wasn't an overnight cure, but rather a gradual rebirth, a testament to the power of mindful eating and the deep wisdom hidden in the simplest foods. I still remember the first time I truly felt the difference. It was a cool, sunny morning when I decided to venture out on a long, leisurely walk through the park. The same park where, in the past, a sudden cramp had forced me to seek refuge behind a fruit stand. But on this day, as I strolled along the winding paths, the sensation of pain was noticeably absent. Instead, I was greeted by a refreshing energy that coursed through my legs with every step. The once familiar fear of an unexpected spasm was replaced by a steady confidence, a silent promise that my body was healing and becoming stronger. With each step I took, I felt the cumulative benefits of the dietary changes I had embraced. Bananas, with their rich potassium, had long been my morning ritual, while the leafy greens I incorporated into every meal provided the magnesium my muscles craved. Greek yogurt, avocado, and almonds had become more than just items on my grocery list, they were the pillars of a renewed way of living. Their nourishing qualities, backed by science and supported by my own experience, had reawakened a part of me that had lain dormant under the weight of discomfort and uncertainty. Over time, my renewed strength began to influence not just my physical mobility, but also the way I engaged with the world around me. I started waking up with anticipation rather than trepidation. Mornings were no longer greeted with the grimace of impending pain, but with the excitement of planning a day filled with gentle exercise, creative pursuits, and the joy of reconnecting with old passions. I returned to activities that had once seemed impossible, dancing at family gatherings, tending to my garden for hours on end, and even joining a community yoga class designed for seniors. Each activity, each movement, was a victory, a declaration that I was reclaiming my life from the clutches of chronic pain. One particularly memorable afternoon, I decided to host a small brunch at my home, a gathering of close friends and neighbors who had witnessed my struggles and celebrated my progress. The table was a colorful display of healthful delights, vibrant fruit platters featuring the very bananas that had become my morning muse, fresh green salads brimming with spinach and avocado, bowls of creamy Greek yogurt topped with crunchy almonds, and even a batch of homemade almond muffins. As we sat around the table, laughter and heartfelt conversation filled the room. I shared my journey in detail, recounting the painful days, the relentless research, and the transformative impact of these nutrient-packed foods. In that moment, I realized that my experience was not an isolated tale of personal triumph, but part of a larger narrative, a shared story of many seniors who had found hope and healing through simple, natural means. The impact of these changes was not merely physical. Mentally and emotionally, I felt lighter and more vibrant. For years, the persistent fear of a crippling cramp had cast a shadow over my daily existence, making even the simplest activities seem risky. Now, that fear was gradually giving way to a newfound sense of liberation. I began to see each day as a fresh start, a blank canvas on which I could paint moments of joy, connection, and personal achievement. The empowerment that came with taking charge of my health was exhilarating. It was as if I had discovered a secret that had always been within me, a secret that by nurturing my body with the right foods, I could not only stave off the effects of aging, but truly thrive in spite of it. My renewed physical strength and mental clarity spilled over into every facet of my life. I took up hobbies I had long abandoned, like painting and light gardening, with an enthusiasm that surprised even me. I found that my energy levels were no longer dictated by the unpredictability of my body's responses. Instead, they were fueled by a balanced diet, regular exercise, and the steady rhythm of self-care. Even routine tasks, like climbing a flight of stairs or taking a brisk walk through my neighborhood, became sources of quiet triumph rather than moments of anxiety. Each day was an affirmation that I was more than my limitations, that I was capable of embracing life with all its uncertainties and rewards. In the quiet moments of reflection, sitting by the window with a cup of herbal tea and the gentle hum of nature as my soundtrack, I found solace in the journey itself. I began to keep a new journal, not one of complaints or struggles, but a diary of gratitude and discovery. I recorded every small victory, the pain-free morning walk, the extra minute I could spend in the garden, the genuine smiles exchanged with friends who marveled at my transformation. I even started a blog to share these moments, hoping that my story could inspire others who were battling similar challenges. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Messages from strangers and friends alike poured in, each echoing a shared sentiment of hope and determination. I learned that my journey was resonating with a broader community, one that believed in the power of natural remedies and the strength of the human spirit. Yet, the road to recovery was not without its obstacles. There were days when the memory of past pain would surge back, moments when my legs felt heavy and my energy waned. On those days, I reminded myself that healing was a process, a delicate interplay of consistency, patience, and self-love. I revisited the scientific research that had guided me in the beginning, rereading articles and consulting with nutrition experts who reaffirmed the benefits of the nutrients I was now so faithfully incorporating into my diet. I learned that every body is unique and that setbacks were a natural part of any long-term transformation. With each challenge, I grew more resilient, more committed to the path I had chosen. My transformation also brought about a deeper appreciation for the simplicity of nature's remedies. I began to see food not just as sustenance, but as medicine, a way to honor my body and nurture it with every bite. The foods that had once been seen as ordinary ingredients were now revered as essential allies in my fight against aging and pain. I became a passionate advocate for holistic health, often speaking at local community centers and even hosting workshops on nutrition for seniors. I wanted everyone to know that it was never too late to make a change, that the power to transform one's life often lay within the everyday choices we make, choices that celebrate the natural bounty of our environment. Looking back, it is hard to believe how far I had come. There was a time when the thought of walking to the corner store or joining a family picnic filled me with dread. Now, those very activities brought an overwhelming sense of joy and fulfillment. I was rediscovering not only my physical strength, but also the beauty of living fully, without the constraints imposed by pain and fear. The cramp-induced nightmares that had once haunted my sleep were now replaced with dreams of endless possibilities, of future where I could continue to explore, create, and connect with the world around me. The culmination of this journey was not marked by a dramatic, single moment of epiphany, but by a series of small, persistent steps that led to a profound change. I had learned to listen to my body, to honor its signals, and to respond with care and intention. Each meal prepared with love and attention, each grocery trip taken with a mindful eye for quality ingredients, and each new recipe tried was a step toward a better, healthier me. The transformation was holistic. It reached beyond the physical realm, touching my heart, mind, and spirit in ways I had never imagined. Now, as I stand in the vibrant light of a new day, I am filled with a deep sense of gratitude. I am grateful for the lessons learned through pain and perseverance, for the scientific insights that guided my choices, and for the unwavering support of a community that believed in the promise of natural healing. My journey has taught me that while the challenges of aging are inevitable, the way we face them is entirely within our control. We can choose to succumb to the limitations of our bodies, or we can choose to empower ourselves with knowledge, determination, and the wisdom of nature. Today, my legs carry me with a strength that is both literal and metaphorical, a strength born not from avoiding life's hardships, but from embracing them and emerging wiser on the other side. I no longer view leg cramps as a sign of inevitable decline, but as a reminder of the delicate balance that our bodies require, a balance that can be restored with thoughtful care and nourishment. Every time I step outside, every time I share my story with a friend or a stranger, I feel a surge of hope and a quiet confidence that the best chapters of my life are still ahead. As I conclude this chapter of my journey, I invite you to reflect on your own path to wellness. Whether you're battling similar health challenges or simply seeking ways to enrich your life, remember that change begins with a single step, a single decision to prioritize your well-being. My story is not unique. It is a mosaic of countless small victories, a reminder that every positive choice adds up to a profound transformation over time. In the end, the rebirth I experienced was more than just a physical recovery. It was a renewal of spirit, a reawakening of the self that had been obscured by the trials of aging. It was a declaration that our bodies, no matter how weathered by time, can always be revived, always be strengthened by the care we choose to give them. And so, with a heart full of hope and a spirit emboldened by the journey, I continue to walk forward one step at a time, one nourishing meal after another, ready to embrace the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. May my story serve as a gentle reminder that it is never too late to reclaim your strength, to rewrite your story, and to rediscover the vibrant life waiting just beyond the horizon.